say something. Never tell her back, then I never stay from it. Been no vex, damn, know I got stacks in the lab, taking bitches straight for another cat.
The story begins with a boy named Takafumi, who walks to the hospital to meet his uncle, struck by a truck and in a coma for about 17 years. When he wakes up, he behaves like a stranger, asking about Japanese because he just returned from spending 17 years in Grand Bahamel. He tells Takafumi about living in another world and tries to use his magical powers unsuccessfully. However, the bottle and glass suddenly move across the wind, making Takafumi realize that the Japanese work in this world. Takafumi informs him about Sony and Nintendo dominating the industry in Japan, shocking his uncle. His uncle shares that the other world was fraught with difficulties, showing Takafumi his diary, but Takafumi is shocked and makes it to forget. Takafumi takes his uncle with him to make money using his uncle's power. They create a YouTube channel showcasing his uncle's magic, earning about 60,000 yen. They move to Takafumi's apartment, where he informs his uncle about living with a roommate and serves lunch. While washing dishes, Takafumi's uncle reveals he was hunted down as an orc variant, harassed daily, and didn't understand why. His uncle shares another story about a girl he saved, who didn't thank him and requested not to touch her. Takafumi got rid of her in some cities due to her actions. Takafumi reflects on a beautiful girl and his uncle's words. His uncle is happy to be in this world for the Wi-Fi, connecting with thousands through videos. His uncle introduces an outdated phone using radio waves, and Takafumi suggests getting smartphones due to advancements in 17 years. His uncle, inventing a water-pouring vase with 2 spells, shows Takafumi a memory image from the other world. Takafumi asked him if the people pleased him with this invention, but his uncle told them to try to hang up because this invention was against their religion. A girl came and saved his life. Takafumi requests to see the girl's face but is shocked when his uncle falls out of a window. Surprisingly, his uncle flies using wind power. After 30 minutes, his uncle returns with a phone to buy. Takafumi shows his headphones and a couch, guiding him on online shopping. Upon receiving a parcel, Takafumi asks for a knife, and his uncle gives him a strange knife from another world. His uncle puts sword from another world which damaged the wall. Takafumi worries about damaging the wall, but his uncle discovers precious metals and a ring that could build a castle in another world. His uncle reveals it's only worth 50 yen. Takafumi learns about his uncle's first love in grade school, Sonic and Tails. The story involves a girl murdered by an enemy group leader. Takafumi questions his uncle about meeting a girl in the other world. His uncle shows an image of a monster frightening a girl with 2 kids. His uncle saved them, but they fell down him from the cliff and a girl saved him. When his uncle woke up, he proposes this girl with a ring, and she accepted. But the uncle did not like her because she only loved his money and wanted it. Takafumi tries to return the knife but accidentally stabs it in his uncle's chest. Fortunately, uncle saved. The heavy rain starts, and his uncle tells him he cannot get views on his YouTube videos. They must tighten up their budget. His uncle puts a magazine listing the final results of Sega Saturn Reader's Choice on the table. Unfortunately, he doesn't know the results and wants to know before his death. Now, he knows the result. The last page of Sega Saturn history reveals Saturn games as the world's #1. His uncle tells him the winner was a Bishoujo game ported from the PC version, and he agrees with the ranking after reading the reviews. He goes to fly in this heavy rain, but suddenly a thunder of light brings his uncle back. Takafumi comes to see him after the rain has stopped, gives his uncle a coffee, and informs him that one of the original Saturn RPGs was placed in second. His uncle says he can't play RPGs, and Takafumi tells him the beginning is very easy, showing him an image of a time when he arrived in the village and found himself in a battle. His uncle learns the village will be burnt because the legendary Blaze Dragon has roused. The only way to slay the Blaze Dragon is by using the Ice Clan's God Freezing Sword. He goes there and meets a cute girl named Mabel, who tells him about seeing Pawa Pawa blossoms at the top of Mount Markid with her mom when she was little. After that, his uncle moves away and goes straight to the legendary Blaze Dragon to defeat it. He asks his uncle if he used those blossoms.
I can't remember that.
Takafumi gives his uncle a birthday gift, a Sega Saturn and Guardian Heroes game. They play together at night and walk on the road, and his uncle tells him it's different from a New Year's Eve in other worlds. He asks his uncle how he'd behave if aliens attacked Earth, but his uncle tells him about a game named Players where one becomes an alien buster. His uncle shows him an image of celebrating New Year's Eve in other worlds, with a big party and thanks for the court protection against the hardships of winter. His uncle sits alone instead of being part of the party and moves to his room. When they play a game, his uncle tells him Mabel came to his room, and she asks him how she can be brave like him. He tells her to live her life according to herself, not others. She also mentions having a rescue but closed off her heart. He declines her offer of a sword to accept. His uncle tells him he wants to watch a special occasion, as students cannot watch daytime shows. He tells him about a show that happened 17 years ago. In January 2018, Takafumi meets a girl named Fujimiya, his childhood friend, who is now in college. After talking, he gives her his address. After 30 minutes, she comes to his house, and when he enters the room, Takafumi's uncle comes through the window, mistaking her for an enemy. He attacks her, but Takafumi saves her, explaining she's just a friend. Takafumi tells her his uncle is from another world and shows magic on YouTube channels. She asks him to do it.
I have over 2 million views. I can't start doing it for free.
They both refuse his uncle's question if they like each other. His uncle tells them he watched the entire Evangelion series when he was in junior high because Sega sponsored it. Takafumi realizes his uncle may be attached to the tsundere concept. Fujimiya stops him, saying not to make assumptions based on anime views on love.
Here's something real. There was a girl named Kaede Nanase,
whose enemy stole her mind, and she lost her old self. Her affection turned into lethal attention in battle, but she got joy after regaining herself. His uncle, with tears in his eyes, was surprised how he could kill her. Fujimiya is shocked, and he tells her it's just a story from a video game. She becomes aggressive, and his uncle touches her head, telling her to take a shower and change her outfit to meet him. She calls him a mind reader, but his uncle replies that he's just an uncle from another world. His uncle goes away to pick up a parcel. She asks to be his roommate, but he refuses because he has his uncle with him. The parcel arrives with 15 kilograms of rice.
What? What the fuck?
Takafumi comes home and is shocked to see Fujimiya with the girl his uncle proposed to. He came to pass just 75 minutes ago. His uncle received a mail revealing he lost his job, and to regain it, he must achieve 14 hours of watch time and 1,000 subscribers. At that moment, Takafumi learns his uncle lost subscribers due to his aggressive and rude replies. His uncle introduces a sealed city, revealing an orc-like girl asking for help. If she's a real orc, the world will end, but Takafumi remains calm as his uncle breaks the barrier, unleashing a horde of beasts. The elf girl, wielding a sword, attempts to fend them off but fails. Thankfully, the barrier is repaired, saving the city. The uncle urges viewers to subscribe, and despite Takafumi's aggression, they support him. Meanwhile, Fujimiya suggests the uncle pursue YouTube as a career. Takafumi moved away. The uncle asks her if she is interested in him, but he considers her just as a friend. She thought his uncle a weird but happy because he wanted to become them together. The door knocked Takafumi's aunt. At the same time, Takafumi comes here. He asked her how she was able to come into this world. She replied that the mind gradually changed her body but there is a risk of losing her identity. He asked her to shoot a YouTube video. She urges them to entertain Fujimiya, but he asked her to shoot a video with Guardian Heroes. She happily accepted and made it. They upload it, and the ad reveals a childhood incident in an elementary school show, in which a girl beat Takafumi. Fujimiya wants to know who beat him, and surprised to know she is that girl. Suddenly she saw the uploaded video and came to know they were gaining 200,000 views. Takafumi, proud of his uncle, experiences a positive change in mood. What will happen next in this story? Subscribe to the channel for the latest updates.
Been on back for the next ain't song. Never tell her back that I never stay running. Been on vex, damn, know I got stacks in the lab, taking bitches straight for another cat. Shit, one I never had shit. Make your motherfucking head split. Hospitalized, never really don't play shit. I mean, never really don't chase it. Dreams to the play, no fake. Niggas know I ain't play. Fast to the break when I switch all day. Stance when I press to the damn all day. Sticking up sides, read, never mind me. Point to the ground, stick down to the feet. Stay, please stay, bitch, you got no beat. Never take a seat, bitch, you never gon' see.